Dude, Mario Party is so friggin' great. They took the fun and chaos of a board game and put it on the big screen. And of course, who could forget the most iconic part, the minigames. They come in so many different flavors. Good, bad, blue raspberry, blistering. There's like 20 years worth of these little turds. How am I supposed to figure out which ones are good and which ones aren't?
If only I had some sort of guide! Oh!
So let's go through all the Mario parties, and by all, of course, I mean 1 through 7, because they're the only ones that the Geneva Conventions allow in this country, and talk about what makes certain minigames good and bad. Any schmo can get up here and talk about their favorites like, oh, I love the bumper balls. But it takes a true lad to actually analyze what makes certain minigames fun.
A true lad, or a guy with nothing better to do. They're synonymous in the eyes of the internet. Here is your comprehensive guide on how to make a good Mario Party minigame. Let's get it.
RNG, baby, those classic initials. Are there any other 3-letter combinations out there that can strike such a reaction out of people? Yeah, buddy. But you know what? RNG is pretty friggin' fun. In fact, dare I say that the minigames that are purely luck-based or entirely RNG, I enjoy them. I think they're an essential part of the Mario Party experience, and without them, Mario Party wouldn't be Mario Party. I make such a big deal out of this because half you stu-nods hear the phrase RNG and you're all like... But everything in life is good in moderation.
Except for meth.
And RNG, it's no different. You can have your little random wackiness, Mario, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna need to see some skill, some strategy. There needs to be a nice even blend. I don't want to see no pulp in my Mario Party juice. So when a minigame is presenting itself as skill-based and the random elements of it take over, what do you have left? You have Toad's Quick Draw. Let me ask you this, dear viewer. What person enjoys being lied to?
The American people.
Then they would get an absolute kick out of musical mushrooms. I think we can all agree that the ideal Mario Party minigame involves a degree of skill. I don't see people jumping for joy, hooting and hollering over a minigame where you have zero input on the results. Unless you're trash at the game, then like, pop off, king. But I think a good Mario Party minigame has the right amount of RNG. Let's look at Mario Party 5's Mazed and Confused. Appropriate title. This game's drunk. Go home. You have to navigate a maze that changes like every 3 seconds.
Sounds like my life.
And the minigame presents itself as requiring skill, because, you know, you gotta navigate the maze. But with the maze changing faster than the speed of fucking sound, you could be a modern Mario Party Hercules and lose just because, you know, God decided, he didn't like you that day. Tough luck. The RNG here is overwhelming, and in a minigame that presents itself as skill-based, it leaves the player feeling as if they were gypped, robbed. Not that one. And whoever wins, they didn't deserve it. They feel nothing. They only got this far off their parents' money anyways. They should have never dropped out of their master's program in the first place. Now what will his girlfriend's parents think of him?
That took a turn. Wonder who he's talking about there.
Mario Party 4's Toad's Quick Draw is a similar issue, where you gotta shoot the balloon with the color that matches the one presented on Toad's flag.
Also serving as a sick gamer reference to Hexagon Heat and Mushroom Mix Up.
Quick Draw is supposed to be a reflex minigame, but again, it boils down to, did you guess the correct color before Toad presented the flag? No? Poverty looks great on you. Mario Party 1's musical mushroom suffers a similar fate, where it's musical chairs, but reflexes don't matter. Reflexes don't matter. That's like playing baseball without a ball. Hockey with no puck. Competitive fighting games while also maintaining good personal hygiene. It's not real. You took the one thing that made them them. Musical mushrooms works like this. Did you get a good spot when the music stopped? Congrats, here's 10 coins. Let's pack it in, boys. I'm going to sleep. Now, after all this ranting, you might be wondering, what's considered the correct amount of randomness or RNG? Well, I don't think it's anything really quantifiable.
13 RNGs will do the trick.
But I would say enough to shake things up just a little bit. Games like Mario Party 2's Toad in the Box. You have to time your jumps correctly so that you hit a toad on your dice block. But every time you do it, the dice block rotates just a little bit faster. And by the end, it is essentially RNG. And I like this setup because your ice cream flavor is skill, but your sprinkles are the RNG. Dude, food metaphors fucking rock. You're rewarded for your excellent timing by having more opportunities to hit the final random block. This setup also allows the players with worse timing a little window to come back. This is that mini-game good, that sweet spot. The RNG in Toad in the Box is that sweet yet rough Italian grandmother. She's there for you. She'll take care of you. But you gotta finish your fucking visual. Mario Party 5's Leaf Leap. It's reflex-based. You gotta jump up the beanstalk. Now, why do we have to do that? Because you gotta get to space. Hello? Don't tell me you're one of those rockets got us to the moon type of people. I hate conspiracy theories. But in Leaf Leap, the order of the leaves you jump on is different every time, so there's variation here. The same goes for Mario Party 4's Book Squirm, one of the best minigames of all time. Hexagon Heat from Mario Party 2, one of the other best minigames of all time. Pokemon. Not a minigame, but still applicable. Mario Party 4 is Long Claw the Law. You gotta find 3 of a certain Mario enemy and shoot your claw at them. Grab that one, booty, baby! The layout's random every time, so while your searching skills and reaction time will help you succeed, there is that small chance that your opponent can just so happen to get a more optimal layout than you, causing them to win. There's also Mario Party 6 What Goes Up, Mario Party 5's Astrological. I could go on.
Or instead, I could move on to the next section.
So allow me to go on. Mario Party 4's Dungeon Duos. Guys, Dungeon Duos! The Don, the Big Kahuna, the cream of the crop, another phrase that means good. Many fans of the series regard this as one of the greatest mini-games throughout Mario Party's lineage for a reason. And what could that reason be?
I don't know. Why don't we ask a Mario Party fan?
Because it's the perfect combination of skill and cooperation with the right amount of luck.
A talking fan. What?
It's a test of all your Mario Party abilities that you've mastered thus far. Button mashing, cooperation, picking Wario. It's a minigame also laced with a small dose of that potent, sweet RNG. Yes, Daddy, give it to me. The pipe section. It's random as to what pipe allows you and your partner to progress to the final stage of the minigame. It allows for a similar comeback grace period found in Toad in the Box. While the RNG also promotes cooperation, as you and your partner can strategize as well as divide and conquer. You take 100 on the left, I got 100 on the right. And you can let your partner know what pipes you already checked, which one's the correct one. It's really good. RNG is good in good amounts. Legalize RNG. On to the next. All right, let's be real with each other right now. Who would ever want to have a party by themselves?
I think somebody roofied my drink. I am such a bitch.
Yeah, I just think one-player minigames are inherently flawed and hold no intrinsic value, especially for those that are unfortunate enough to not be included. It's like, hey kids, you want to watch someone else have fun while you sit there with your thumb jammed up your butthole?
Why, yes, I love watching Let's Plays.
This is specifically directed at the Mario Parties for the Nintendo 63.9999999, rounded up of course, as they're the only ones that have minigames of the one-player variant. The first one, though, is the worst with this. Certain minigames such as Whack-A-Plan, Memory Match, Ground Pound, Shell Game, actual instant dub. You walk in looking like a green dinosaur, you walk out of the minigame looking like Jeff Bezos. If you're not playing these, it's the Mario Party equivalent of hanging out with your friends while one of them awkwardly makes out with their significant other. Even Mario Party 2 and 3's item minigames, they're not as bad, but still. At the end of the day, you're still watching somebody else play a game while you have no agency in it. It's a waste of your time. And speaking of a waste of time... It's more time-wasting than Twitter arguments. More annoying than people with political bumper stickers. Put your hands together for the one, the only, Bumper Balls. If you like this minigame, I want you to do me a favor. Check your skin to see if there's any wool growing out of it, because you might be a certified sheep. You be wearing those nostalgia goggles like they be Ray-Bans. Oh, I used to love John Tron. Yo, suck my dick. Minigames that are actual wastes of time are cringe and lame and are for dumb babies that smell bad. Wastes of time minigames can be considered either those that always end in a draw or ones that have an inappropriate length. What do bumper balls and car accidents have in common? Nobody wins. It gets down to 2 players, and then this ensues. Like, what is the appeal of this? Like what? Are you horny? Do you like the funny boing? This is boring and always ends in a tie. And before Banjo-Kazooie fan 64 in the comments argues with me, do me a favor. Go get 3 above 30 IQ friends, play this game, and then we'll talk. I'm begging you, please. I would love that.
I haven't talked to anyone in months, actually, so I'll take anything, even toxic conversations. Please gaslight me.
Beyond that, though, there are some minigames where their length can just suck the life out of you. Like Mario Party 3's The Beat Goes On. Yeah, it probably took them years to name that one. Oh, what do I mean by that? Well, the beat goes on in this minigame. And on. And on. And on. And on. And then you have the opposite problem with minigames like Mario Party 5's Dodge Bomb, where 9 times out of 10, this happens. So what should be the appropriate length of a Mario Party minigame be, Mr. Poop Schnock? Well, it depends on the game, really. I use the term appropriate loosely, both in this analysis and in real life. Typically, I would say battle minigames should be a little longer to amp up that drama, while regular minigames, again, it really depends. But at least make your minigames longer than a sneeze and shorter than a presidential term. And speaking of presidential term... 259
5,200 seconds.
That last transition made no sense. Yeah, so this is another entry in our Mario Party how-to that's a bit straightforward. It's obvious, but very, very essential. Not just for Mario Party, but for, like, you know, every game ever. But man, did Mario Party 1 not get the memo? 1v3s really struggle with this, looking at you, Mario Party 1. But honestly, is this tip that hard to grasp? Like, do I need to explain this? Don't do this. Don't do this. And especially don't do this. And now you know. Imagine if I didn't tell you this. You would have ended up like Mario Party 1. Beloved, yet underdeveloped. Like a popular tadpole. I prevented you from being a Poliwhirl. And now, put your hands together for Cooking with White People.
Now let's crank up that Mr. Brightside, because today we're making a family classic. I call it the Mario Party 5's Clock Stoppers. Your ingredients will consist of salt, bread, clapping when the plane lands.
Hey kids, you like this? Let's make a game out of it. Boring mini-games. They exist. They should not. Hey, you know what would really break up the pace of all this dice rolling? Yeah. Now, this point is also very elementary and like, duh, you know, how to make something good. Don't make it boring. It's a very easy philosophy to grasp, and it's obvious. But it still matters. You know what I think when I hear the word party? Simple addition.
Hey babe, did you know that 5 minus 3 equals 2?
And this is Mathletes, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, some of these mini-games are definitely filler and are just insanely boring off of concept and execution. Why would anyone want to hit a block, stop a clock, suck a cup? Vicious vending from Mario Party 5. What is vicious about rotating a joystick and then maybe getting money? Is that supposed to impress me? Treasure trawlers from Mario Party 6. You go treasure hunting. That sounds friggin' hype. Sign me up, bro. I'll be Captain Snack Sparrow in this bitch. Let's do it. Clearly, someone hasn't played Wind Waker. You move around in these slow, awkward excavators and just dive for treasure and hope you get lucky. That's all it is. It's luck. It's RNG. The major point here is the minigame has to be interesting and fun to play. No solving math problems, no bad controls. I'm sorry that I might be a little dice phobic. And these last couple points, yes, they were very simple, but they're important. However, I think this next point, this final step in our little guide here, is what separates the minigame boys from the minigame men. An element of certain minigames that display the depth that a simple game such as Mario Party could have. Here we go. Final step. Strap in. Let's see what it is. This is that sauce right here. An element of minigames that I find to be extremely overlooked amongst the vast majority of people that have ever touched a Mario Party title. Counterplay is the factor that can turn a minigame that I consider an 8 up to a 10. The gaming equivalent of having a good skincare routine. So what do I mean by counterplay? Well, it is the ability to directly interfere with your fellow players in certain minigames. Now, do I think this factor is essential to having a good minigame? No, but I always hear about people having sex, and is that essential to life?
Well, yes and no.
Counterplay is the third ingredient to our minigame sundae. We got skill as the ice cream, RNG or luck as the sprinkles, and finally, spaghetti playing the role of strategy. Pasta alla mode. Ace is high from Mario Party 3. It's like Mario Party 2 Shell Shock, just take away the fact that it plays the way old people smell. In Ace is high, it's your standard Star Fox aerial dogfight combat plane whatever, where the last man standing is the winner. Now, this minigame is skill-based, as not dying typically is. But there are integral decisions to make. Do you camp out and wait for everyone else to take each other out? Do you aim to be the top dog and let your masculine insecurities get the best of you as you try to conquer everybody as fast as possible, as if winning a Mario Party minigame means anything to anybody? Or do you make the strategic decision to negotiate with the other players to single out whoever's in the lead or about to get a star?
Top dog and masculine insecurities!
I view Mario Party as a very strategic game, one that comes with special interactions that are not commonplace in even the most popular of multiplayer experiences. Let me hit you with this scenario right quick. Say our friend Waluigi here is 2 spaces away from the star, but he needs 5 more coins in order to purchase it. The turn ends and it's, you guessed it, ace is high. Now, do you brainlessly attempt to win it cause funny money good, I like to win? No. You say, guys, this dingbat is about to get a star. Let's show him a good time. And then you gang up on his scrawny little ass. This is what I'm talking about. I find counterplay to be the most enticing aspect of minigames, as it perfectly blends the politics and strategy of the board section of the game with the fun and chaos of the minigame section. The way things happen on the board can impact the way you play minigames. I think I just realized that this entire video is me encouraging people to sweat while they play Mario Party. That's wow. While I sang the praises of Leaf Leap earlier, and I still think it's a standout minigame that's fun, when it comes up on the minigame roulette, your main objective is to just brainlessly win. But when something like Mario Party 5's Fish Upon a Star appears, there are so many different ways to play, ways to think, ways to communicate, ways to fish. I think a vast majority of minigames where you beat the crap out of each other are great for this very reason. Lava Tile Isle, Fish Upon a Star, Treadmill Grill, Bill Blasters. While violence is a very fun activity in of itself, these types of minigames really lend themselves well to that strategy element I've been over-explaining for the past several minutes. Even something like Mario Party 6's Note to Self, where you hit balls, requires strategy and is loads of fun. Dare I say, Bumper Balls has this element. If only it wasn't stupid and awful. Mario Party 4's Stamp Out. The winner is whoever has the most of their color showing at the end, as you guys stamp all over this coloring page. And it can get really hectic and mind-gamey, as it's really all about counterplay and covering your opponent's tracks. Mario Party 2's roll call is counting, but it plays like the Cold War. It's all about the mind games where you can change your count number to psych out opponents. Or, when you're playing with your friends, you could be that guy and try to convince them that there's the wrong amount of booze present, and then switch to yours at the last minute.
I think there might be 3. I think we should all put 3. We could all win.
I think almost every 2v2 minigame has this element to a certain degree as well. Are you willing to win to get that sweet, sweet guapo money cash? Or, as a defensive tactic, do you take the die for your team to ensure that your teammate doesn't get the 10 coins? And there's so many good examples of this to cite. Bomb on Breakers, Tile and Error, Chain Chomp Fever, etc., etc. You get the friggin' gist. Mario Party is a great time. Honestly, one of my favorite series, but I feel like people write it off as the friendship ruiner. And honestly, if you lost a friend because of a bad round of Goomba's Greedy Gala, I don't know if that's the game, pal. That might just be your therapist calling. But these games are board games. They're strategy. Just because this game has Donkey Kong as a playable character doesn't mean it has any less depth than Settlers of Catan.
And I hope with this newfound knowledge, you guys officially know how to make a good Mario Party minigame. You're that much closer to acing your SATs.
Have a great summer.